3,900 meters, an impossible distance for an ordinary sniper. But for Anya, it's just another day at the office. Her mission, to eliminate a high-value target from this very spot. For 10 long days she has lain in wait, a ghost in the landscape. As a 4-person aircraft descends, Anya already has her weapon trained, her breathing steady. She clears her mind, focusing on the one and only chance she will get. For a sniper of her caliber, one chance is all that's needed. The moment the man appears, a single gunshot echoes through the valley, and he falls to the ground. Mission accomplished. Anya retrieves the spent shell casing, pausing for a moment of reflection before returning to her father, whom she hasn't seen in a long time. She hands him the casing, not as a trophy, but as a burden. Each casing represents a life taken, and her father understands the weight his daughter carries. He takes the shell, absorbing her guilt, and offers words of comfort. The target, he tells her, was an arms dealer. Countless innocent lives were lost because of the weapons he sold. By killing him, she saved many more. But her father is fighting his own battle, a terminal illness that leaves him with little time. He worries about how much longer he can be there to absolve her of her sins. Complicating matters further, Anya was accidentally spotted by a drone during her last mission, putting her in grave danger. A new assignment comes from the top, a secret mission that will require her to disappear for an entire year. This means leaving her father's side in his final days. Anya is torn, but her father, prioritizing her safety, convinces her to take the job. Neither of them knows that this goodbye will be their last. On this mission, she will uncover a secret that will shake the very foundations of her world. On the other side of the planet, Myers, a decorated but retired sniper, receives a strange new assignment. He is to travel to a dilapidated watchtower and guard a seemingly insignificant canyon. The strangest part? This simple-sounding mission is classified as top secret. To maintain this secrecy, he is kept unconscious until he reaches the destination. The pilot drops him mid-flight, forcing him to parachute into the wilderness. From there, it's a grueling 38-kilometer trek on foot, guided only by a map with no landmarks. Myers scales towering cliffs and navigates dense, uncharted forests. Finally arriving at the mysterious canyon, he is met by the previous guard, a weary veteran who gets straight to the point. The old watchtower, he explains, is equipped with a fully automated, intelligent system. The surrounding forest is rich with wildlife. There's even a vegetable garden. Supplies are not a concern. Across the canyon stands an identical watchtower, but communication with its occupant is strictly forbidden. The veteran lays out Myers' duties, a daily patrol along the west rim, restocking the automated phalanx turrets spaced every 600 meters, checking the fences and the big ears, and replacing the suspended mines. Every 30 days, a radio check-in, survive for 1 year, and the next guard will take his place. Big ears, Myers asks. The veteran explains it's a satellite jammer, designed to keep the canyon hidden from spy satellites. This detail confirms Myers' suspicion. This mission is far more complex than it appears. As he processes this, the veteran issues a solemn warning. If you ever hear the air raid siren, run for your life. This site, he reveals, is a relic from the end of World War II, shrouded in secrecy. Long ago, world leaders formed a pact, an alliance to ensure no one ever learned of the canyon's existence. Each year, a representative from a Western nation patrols the West Rim, and one from the East patrols the other. They cut the rope, letting his body fall into the mountains below, ensuring the canyon's secret remains safe. Oblivious to this grim reality, Myers begins his lonely duty. A month passes. He makes his first radio report, but the line goes dead the second he confirms all is normal, leaving no time for questions. A sense of unease creeps in, but the mission continues. One morning, as he prepares breakfast, he notices movement across the canyon. Through his binoculars, he sees her, a beautiful woman standing by the opposite tower. Despite the strict orders against contact, he can't help but look. In that brief second, she spots him. Myers quickly looks away, But that single glance has set in motion a chain of events that will unravel a long-buried secret. Late one night, a nightmare jolts Myers awake. The thunder outside sounds like the battlefield, and his training kicks in. He sweeps the area, finds no threat, and only then realizes that in his panic, he's cut his foot on broken glass. Unable to sleep, he finds himself looking across the canyon again, and there she is, Anya, staring back. Her perfect silhouette captivates him. Sensing his gaze, she extinguishes her candle and returns to bed, bound by the strict no-contact order. They perform their duties in silence. But on Anya's birthday, she spots Myers through her scope and has a bold idea. She writes a message and fires a shot to get his attention. When he looks over, she's holding a sign asking for his name. Myers, ever the soldier, writes back on his own board. Communication is forbidden. Anya replies, "It's my birthday. I make the rules." A smile breaks across Myers' face. Even for two highly trained soldiers, the profound isolation makes the prospect of conversation irresistible. He tells her his name and raises a glass in a toast to her birthday. Anya is overjoyed. Two lonely souls, finding connection through handwritten signs across a deadly chasm. Their bond deepens quickly. They ask about each other's skills. Myers says he's a decent shot. Anya, a top-tier sniper herself, decides to test him. With a mischievous grin, she shoots the cup right out of his hand. Not to be outdone, Myers grabs his rifle and, with one shot, shatters her liquor bottle. Instead of being angry, Anya applauds. Then, she ups the ante, placing a new bottle on her own head. Daring him to take the shot, Myers grins. But then Anya's expression changes. She points downwards, urgently signaling for him to look. Confused, Myers looks over the edge of his platform and sees them, dark figures, slowly, silently, climbing the canyon wall. 3 months into his post, Myers finally sees the hollow men with his own eyes. Their bodies seem strangely empty, almost ethereal. Without hesitation, he opens fire. 2 headshots, followed by the detonation of a suspended mine, sends a few of them tumbling back into the canyon. But more keep coming. Across the way, Anya opens up with her heavy machine gun, providing covering fire. Working together, they manage to push back the wave of climbers. But just as they do, Anya hears the sound of falling rocks behind her. She spins around just as a monstrous creature lunges for her. A new type of hollow man, covered in tree branches, appears at the edge of her tower. As it scrambles up, Anya fires, and the resulting explosion sends it plummeting back into the darkness. But a piece of shrapnel embeds itself in her shoulder. Myers lays down suppressing fire with his own heavy machine gun to protect her. The automated defense turrets on both towers are destroyed in the chaos. But larger cannons engage the hollow men along both sides of the canyon. Anya, wounded, continues to fight. The battle rages through the entire night before they finally repel the assault. Myers watches, relieved, as Anya tends to her wound. It's not serious. The next day, as Myers resets the minefield, he discovers something new, a sophisticated drone hovering in the canyon. Just as the automated defenses are about to target it, the drone speeds away. 2 more months pass uneventfully. Myers and Anya maintain their silent, long-distance friendship. For Christmas, Myers builds Anya a small Christmas tree out of light bulbs, a simple gesture that touches her deeply, strengthening their bond. As winter thaws, 8 months into their deployment, Myers notices Anya's absence. He feels a growing sense of dread. That evening, he finds her sitting alone, crying. It was the day her father passed away. She wishes Myers could be there with her. At that moment, Myers is filled with a new resolve. He is going to cross the canyon. He retrieves a rocket warhead from his armory, removes the detonator and powder, and attaches a climbing carabiner and a heavy cable. Under Anya's astonished gaze, he fires the rocket. It lands perfectly near her tower. She quickly secures the cable, and Myers, with a playful message, asks if she wants to have supper with him tonight. Anya is shocked and overjoyed. Myers prepares for their meeting, picking wildflowers, and then, without a second of hesitation, he clips onto the cable and launches himself into the void. It is a crazy, romantic gesture. He slides to the middle of the canyon, the horrifying screams of the hollow men echoing from below. But his only focus is Anya. He pulls himself along the cable, hand over hand, until he finally, successfully, reaches her side. They smile, talk about their pasts, their dreams, and share an unforgettable night. The next morning, Myers begins his journey back across the cable, looking back at Anya several times. Suddenly, an explosion rocks his tower. A few hollow men had managed to climb up undetected. A piece of shrapnel severs the cable, and Myers plummets towards the canyon floor. Anya watches in horror. Thankfully, Myers is wearing a parachute, but the canyon below is filled with unknown dangers. Without a second thought, Anya grabs her gear, a parachute, and leaps in after him. She descends through a thick fog, landing in a raging river. Her parachute snags, forcing her to cut herself free. She's thrown against a large rock before finally managing to grab onto a tree branch. Meanwhile, Myers finds himself in a toxic forest, hanging upside down from a tree. As he regains consciousness, he sees a grotesque monster preparing to attack. He fumbles for his pistol, the gunshots alerting Anya nearby. As he fires, he cuts the ropes holding him, only to fall into a pool of thick, red slime. It holds him fast, and creatures begin to emerge from the muck, ready to devour him. Just in the nick of time, Anya arrives, her gunfire driving the creatures back. She cuts him free. They are surrounded by unknown dangers, poisonous gases, and the constant roars of unseen monsters. Suddenly, two hollow men on horseback charge out of the fog. Anya is knocked aside, but both of them manage to kill the riders. Myers notices the tattered uniforms. They're from the U.S. Army, circa 1940. These must be the cavalrymen who were lost. They decide to follow the river, searching for a way out. They pass through a grotesque landscape of skeletons fused with tree trunks, eventually discovering a massive steel door, the entrance to a base. Inside, they find dilapidated buildings and military vehicles. The ground is fractured by massive cracks, evidence of a powerful earthquake. They enter what looks like a main hall, a church-like structure filled with cobweb-covered skeletons. It appears to be the site of a mass suicide. As they look around, they sense they're being watched. Anya hears a noise and looks up, just as a massive spider with a human skull for a head leaps down, pinning her to the ground. Another attacks Myers. They fight their way back to the main door, but their gunshots have attracted more hollow men. They blast open a back door with a grenade and escape, running until they find a cave to hide in. Inside the cave, it looks like a laboratory from the last century. They find a generator, and to their surprise, it still works. The power comes on, and they find a film reel. Using an old projector, they finally learn the canyon's secret. After World War II, several major world powers collaborated here on a secret project to develop a devastating biochemical missile. But an 8.1 magnitude earthquake caused the missile to leak, flooding the entire canyon with a powerful toxin. This was the cause of the disaster, a genetic fusion that crossed biological kingdoms, merging humans, plants, and insects into the monstrosities that now inhabit the canyon. The toxin causes mutations within 5 days. Anya and Myers don't know if they've been infected. Then, they find a modern computer, property of a paramilitary organization. They realize this is the group that sent them here, that has been continuing the research, using the canyon's genetic samples to create the ultimate super soldier. Their mission was a lie. They were simply guarding this secret laboratory. Myers also discovers that the original researchers designed a failsafe, a self-destruct missile codenamed Straydog. If the canyon is ever discovered by the outside world, the program will activate, and everything within a 4.2-kilometer radius will be annihilated. As they prepare to leave, Anya realizes her backpack is missing. They cautiously open the cave entrance, tossing a smoke grenade to provide cover. Anya's pack is sitting in the open, but as she reaches for it, a tripwire snares her leg, and she's dragged away into the ruins. Myers gives chase, but a hollow man on horseback is pulling her at high speed, slamming her against a tree and knocking her unconscious. Myers follows the trail into a smoky area, where he finds the launch silo for the biochemical missile. Anya is hanging in the air, held captive by a grotesque hollow man. The creature twists a branch growing from her side, and the intense pain wakes her. She kicks her captor away, gets free, and grabs a pair of iron pliers, plunging them into the hollow man's body. It has no effect. The creature slams her to the ground and draws a combat knife. But just as it lunges, Myers arrives and takes it down. He looks at the name on its tattered uniform. It's the name of the very first guardian of the watchtower, the one who named the creatures Hollow Men. They make their way to the missile silo, where they find countless bodies, the original inhabitants of the base, now trapped in a state between life and death. To escape, they must climb past them. As they ascend, the bodies awaken, reaching for them with grotesque tentacles. They fight their way up, using a grenade to clear a path, and finally reach the surface. Inside a maintenance bay, they find an old, working Jeep. Myers has an idea. The Jeep's powerful winch could be used as a makeshift ascender to climb out of the canyon. They drive to the edge of the east wall, right past the Straydog missile, and attach the winch's cable. But the noise attracts a pack of hollow men. Anya provides cover fire while Myers sets everything up, and they begin their ascent. They successfully make it through the fog, but Anya sees that a group of hollow men are climbing the cable right behind them, with their ammunition gone. Myers has to use the first Guardian's combat knife to fight them off as they crawl onto the vehicle. He manages to cut two of them loose, but is grabbed by another. He punctures a fuel can, dousing the creatures, then throws a flare, engulfing them in flames. They are finally close to the top. They abandon the Jeep and climb the rest of the way, pulling themselves onto the platform of the watchtower. After treating their wounds, Myers proposes a plan. They have to destroy the canyon and the organization's evil plot, using this Straydog missile. Tomorrow is their scheduled report-in time. To prevent the organization from suspecting anything, Myers fires a new cable back to his own tower. They make a pact. If after 5 days, their bodies show no signs of mutation, they will meet again. The next day, Myers makes the call. His female superior, the same one who sent him here, answers personally. She knows the computer in the research base was activated and asks Myers if he's been in the canyon. He denies it, blaming the drone he saw earlier. She then asks if he's had contact with the East Tower. Again, he denies it, but she presses. There are only 2 of you in the canyon. If you didn't activate the computer, then Anya from the East Tower must have. She orders Myers to kill Anya. Myers feigns agreement to buy them time, but they both know they've been discovered. The moment they access that computer, hidden cameras sealed their fate. The commander immediately dispatches a team to eliminate them, unaware of the approaching threat. Myers and Anya begin setting up a series of linked triggers for the radar dishes along the canyon rim. Soon, they spot a helicopter approaching. Myers tells Anya to run. The chopper lands at his tower, and several armed soldiers emerge. Led by his commander, she's here to deal with him personally, as she and her team search the tower. They send out 4 combat drones to hunt down the fugitives. The drones quickly locate Myers in the forest and open fire. He runs for his life, but a tree trunk, shredded by gunfire, falls and injures him. He manages to shoot down one of the drones. On the other side of the canyon, Anya is being pursued by 2 more. She takes cover and, with her sniper rifle, takes them both down with 2 perfect shots. Myers, though injured, brings down the last drone, reaching the summit. Anya and Myers raise their sniper rifles simultaneously, but they aren't aiming at each other. They are aiming for the big ears satellite jammers on each other's towers. Destroying them will trigger the canyon's self-destruct protocol. The Straydog missile will detonate. When the commander realizes their plan, it's too late. The missile launches, and a 2-minute countdown begins. Myers and Anya drop their weapons and run for the edge of the blast radius. The commander's helicopter can't take off in time. The entire canyon is engulfed in a massive explosion. Anya makes it to safety, but Myers, slowed by his leg injury, is caught in the blast wave and thrown into a deep pool of water. Anya never gave up hope, building a new life by the sea, but always watching the horizon. One day, as the sun set, a familiar silhouette appeared in her doorway. She looked up and her world stood still. It was Myers, sitting right across from her.